It's no secret that Donald Trump has, let's just say, descended further into madness in recent weeks. But it's actually even worse than you think. Because we all know the things that have happened publicly. We've seen a lot of the posts on Truth Social. But if you're not on Truth Social, which most Americans, right, left, center, doesn't matter, are not on Truth Social, you don't really get to see just how crazy this man has gone. So the New York Times actually took the extraordinary step of going through thousands of Donald Trump's posts on Truth Social. And what they found was that this man is, one, according to them, in a very dark place, but two, has become increasingly obsessed with spreading conspiracy theories. Here's what they wrote. A review of thousands of posts, or truths as they are called on the site, reveals that often, multiple times a day, the former president is concocting or promoting dark, paranoid material and pushing it out to his millions of followers. Mr. Trump is so hungry for this content that he appears to be willing to share outlandish information from anyone, including both well-known conspiracists and anonymous accounts that tag him. So he's not even just reposting, Alex Jones or maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's taking random nobodies, spewing out the dumbest things you've ever said, and reposting it. Like a nobody from Nowheresville is getting retweeted by the convicted felon former president of the United States. That's a feather in their cap for sure, but it shows the links to which Donald Trump will go to in order to just, get eyeballs. I don't know what it is. I cannot explain his motives because he's insane. But the Times identified 330 posts in particular that, quote, described both a false, secretive plot against Mr. Trump or the American people and a specific entity supposedly responsible for it, including claims that the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol was a false flag operation by the government, or even that the FBI arranged the assassination attempts against him. 330 posts suggesting those things, that the government had some kind of plot against him and Republicans in general. January 6th, I don't know. Trump wrote 75% of these claims himself, but the rest of the time simply shared the opinions of random people on the site. The analysis identified some 170 accounts that Trump has amplified, many of which routinely promote baseless conspiracy theories. Because this is where he is. And I love that they talked about the paranoid part, right? Because when you view these through the lens, as I've been saying for months and months, view them through the lens of somebody with a mental illness. Then it makes sense. Then you understand, okay, that's why this person is doing this. It doesn't have to make sense to me. It doesn't have to have a rhyme or reason. But if the person's just crazy, then yeah, they're going to do crazy things. We had 233 mental health professionals sign on to an open letter this past weekend saying that Donald Trump is suffering from very severe, not just cognitive decline, but multiple psychological illnesses. Available, you can look them up in the DSM-5. One of them, of course, is narcissistic personality disorder. Another one is antisocial personality disorder. And when you look at the diagnostic criteria for those two things in particular, and they of course list many more, these things make sense. Donald Trump doesn't fail because Donald Trump is bad or a failure. He can only fail, according to his narcissism, because other forces are making him fail. Other people are working against him. That's those paranoid delusions. That's what he's sharing on Truth Social. So again, looking at these as if it's a normal person posting them doesn't make any sense. But when you consider the fact that they may be coming from somebody who's mentally ill and clearly needs help, then yeah, suddenly it all makes a little more sense. Thanks for watching, everybody. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We got fresh content every day for you. And if you want to follow us across social media, make sure you check out all of the social links that we have posted in the description of this video.